I just sit down there and just try to get some composure because I'm so disappointed in our defense. And we're not recognizing stuff. What's this third game in this playoffs?
But it's going to take 24 minutes of defense, commitment, making good, smart basketball plays, solid basketball plays. Take away easy baskets, be more physical with them.
Different locker rooms at halftime of Game 3. Phil Jackson calm, but obviously not happy, although his team only down by 4. As we get set to start the third quarter from the Pepsi Center in Denver, the Verizon Wireless game track. Kobe Bryant, after a slow start, got going. Carmelo Anthony had the huge start with 18 points. And the bench in favor of Denver, that's because of Chris Anderson's 13 points off the bench for the Nuggets. Hello again, everyone, with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Green on hand. We'll check in with Doris in just a moment. George Karl talked about playing smart basketball. Well, they've been smart in terms of the way the Lakers have defended them.
Well, they have, and Phil Jackson was disappointed that his team gave up an inordinate amount of layups. Anderson had 5 layups by himself. You see what they're trying to do. They're bringing another defender over to protect against Carmelo's wing isolation. Kenyon Martin makes the right read. He comes to the open area at the dotted circle, floods the area. Great pass to Anderson. Good finish. And then again, Anderson slicing through against that extra help defender. Good offense by the Nuggets.
And really, Kobe Bryant realizing that the game was getting out of hand, put his foot on the gas pedal and looked to make plays. Time and time again, being aggressive, wasn't just falling in love with his own offense, made plays for other guys, but in transition, put pressure on the Denver Nuggets defense, really took over and allowed this Laker team to still have hope going into the second half.
And Bryant, the only player in double figures with 15. Carmelo Anthony, as we mentioned, had 13 from Anderson, 13 from Nene. But you look at Denver, they shot 40% in the first half, just 1 of 11 from three-point range, yet they have the lead. Part of that was all the free throws they took, hitting 17 of 20. Derek Fisher will bring it up. Fisher hit his first shot. They need some kind of offense elsewhere. Bynum, quick move. Nice play from Bynum.
I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've seen him post with force. Ducked in and made a big-time move. That's the Andrew Bynum that this Laker team needs.
Turnover, Bryant got a head of steam ahead of Nene. Missed ball, I was going to say that came off the rim, but it floats back in. And the Lakers, just like that, have tied it about a half minute into the third. Dante Jones. Nene can't get it to go. Bryant now 17, 7 of 12 from the field as he pulls up. That shot won't go. And Phillips the rebound. Phillips throws it ahead. Dante Jones lays it in.
Again, both teams are getting too many layups. That's poor floor balance by the Lakers. You have to get all the way back to take away those advanced pass layups where you've got a head of steam going to the rim.
Bynum played about 13 and a half minutes in that first half. Drives. Short. Somebody got a piece of that as well. Here comes Billups. Billups actually had more turnovers than points. 4 turnovers, just 2 points. Yet the Nuggets still had the lead. That's a good sign for them. On the pull-up, that's good. His first field goal, and it gives the Nuggets a 4-point lead. Again, they're looking to get it and establish him in the post. Turnaround won't go, but a foul. And he picks up his second and Bynum to the line. Right now, let's check in with Doris Burke.
Well, assistant coach Frank Hamlin said, listen, we came into this game understanding that Denver is an attack team and that they are a much better attack team at home. Their bench plays at an extremely high level here at home. When I asked him, how do you counteract that? He said, the most important key for us here in the second half is quality, organized offensive possessions, Mike.
All right, Doris. Frank Hamlin, one of the assistants and a former head coach of the Lakers on an interim basis. Same thing for Kurt Rambis. who's sitting next to Jackson on the other side. Ramos named this week. He's been brought up both the Sacramento Kings and the 76ers interested in Ramos as a possible head coach on the vacancies. Ramos won 4 titles as a player with the Lakers. And speaking of assistant coaches with the Lakers, as Bryant gets inside, blocked by Martin. They want to say, and Bryant slow to get up. Want to say best wishes to Tex Winter as the blocking foul called on Nene. He's upset. He's got to be careful as he picks up his third. Kobe Bryant shaken up on the play. And with awkwardly, he's not looking to come out though. His limp is starting to go away. Lakers inbound. Tex Winter, the longtime basketball coach and master of the triangle, suffered a stroke last month. He's resting in Kansas City. Want to send our best wishes to Tex. I know the Lakers really miss him in his playoffs. Phillips pokes it away. Dante Jones down, drives, layup, won't go, but a foul. Nuggets defense leading to offense. And Kobe Bryant has picked up his third foul.
And this is why I understand what Coach Hamilton was talking about, executing offensively. That's not the Lakers' problem. The Lakers' problem starts and finishes on the defensive end. Making a commitment, and instead of making excuses, with playing with passion, with force, and executing a strategy. It's as simple as getting back sometimes, communicating with one another, and taking pride on the defensive end. The Lakers do not have that.
Tonight especially, when you go on the road in Denver, you have to make sure you take away layups and the free throws that result in their attacks in transition. The way you do that is have more numbers back than they have you attacking with.
Denver with 19 fast break points. Bryant gets inside, floats it up, won't go. Martin the rebound. Rebounding numbers have been even most of this game. Phillips drives in, poked away, goes right to Jones, in for the layup. Dante Jones with 8 points.
But you see the difference. Bryant gets into the interior of the Nuggets defense. 5 guys look to contest. On the other end, wide open lane.
Timeout Lakers, a standing ovation for the Nuggets. There's the lead back up to 7 here in the third. Game 3. Game 4 is going to come up on Monday. Our coverage on ESPN begins at 8 Eastern with Kia NBA Shoot-Around. And then 9 Eastern, Game 4, Lakers and the Nuggets from Denver. Denver Nuggets, perhaps with the finest season in franchise history. They equaled the franchise wins in a regular season with 54. They've made it to the conference finals. They've never made an NBA Finals. Well, this team is confident that they can win this series. Right now up 7 here in Game 3. Bryant wide open, nails the 3.
And a breakdown for the Nuggets defensively. You can't leave Kobe Bryant wide open for jump shots.
They were 1 for 9 from downtown prior to that. And it's back to 4. Anthony blocked. Knocked out of bounds. Laker ball. And there's the size for the Lakers down low.
Well, this is well executed. Good back cut by Carmelo Anthony. And Andrews buying him size right there. Good impact on protecting the basket.
That's his 3rd block of the game. And that's what Phil Jackson keeps asking him. Play defense and rebound. Don't worry about the offense. It'll come.
Interestingly enough, they're going to Andrew Bynum on the block right now instead of Pau Gasol, trying to use him posting up and getting offense off of misdirection with Bryant on the opposite side.
Kenyon Martin's done a good job in his ball denial on Gasol. Gets it this time. Gasol back up top. Fisher from straight on. Won't go. And a rebound. Dante Jones. Fisher 2 of 5 from the field. Ariza. And a foul before the shot. Shot will not count. As Trevor Ariza picks up the personal, his 2nd.
I mean, George Carl's concern is, why is Kobe Bryant so open? Once Kenyon Martin bumps him, Dante Jones, he has to continue to keep a body on Bryant. He decides to go elsewhere. That's too easy offensively.
Ariza, nice deflection. So Lakers a couple of good defensive plays. And as you heard Phil Jackson telling him how disappointed he was in their defense in the first half. Bryant against Martin. Bumped. And a foul call. Crowd doesn't like it. Nuggets pick up their third team foul, and Martin his third.
Oh, Bryant's attacking behind the basket.
It looked like he was bumping him. Danny Crawford with the call. Crawford, the crew chief here tonight, along with Derek Strafford and Jimmy Capers. Shot clock at 8. Ariza, nice fake, drives to the basket, inside. Ball knocked loose out of bounds, and still Laker ball. Nuggets arguing. Ariza thought he was hit. The emotions of George Carl.
Good job by Ariza going to the rim. I thought the ball was out on Bynum.
Ariza was fouled, but he was fouled by his own man. Foul Gasol.
You pay attention to the way the game is being played right now. If I'm George Karl, I'm concerned about this spurt. This is a crucial point for the Nuggets to not allow the Lakers to take all the momentum.
Anthony gets up, pokes it out of bounds. Trevor Ariza walking slowly off the court. Luke Walton is in. Ariza is such an important part of this team. Well, he looks like he was shaken up. He took that hard fall. Kenyon Martin deflects it out of bounds. Crowd appreciative of Martin's hustle. Gary Vitti, the longtime athletic trainer for the Lakers, working on Trevor Ariza. Crowd getting on its feet. They were fired up to start. Bryant to the basket, pushed from behind. Bryant didn't like it.
Now that's a flagrant foul.
Yeah, he was well beyond him, on the way and almost going up.
See, to me, we've seen so many flagrant fouls miscalled. To me, when a guy reaches out and pushes with both hands, that's excessive, and that is unnecessary.
At the very least unnecessary. I think you're right, Jeff.
But you know what? If he falls on that, and they can dispute this all they want, the people that handle the referees, if Kobe Bryant sells that by falling, that's a flagrant foul. So much is dependent on if a guy lands on his feet or not. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how it's called.
I like Bryant's response. He was not happy, quickly turned around, but instead of getting involved in something, and remember, he's got 5 techs in the playoffs, so he can't start jawing and picking up a double technical. He just walked to the free throw line. And he brings the Lakers within 2. He said he wasn't going to get another technical. As we're 5 minutes into the third. Walton is on, Carmelo Anthony. Nice pass inside to Martin. First field goal for Martin.
That's just a great read from Carmelo Anthony. It's not a license to shoot when they run an ISO for you. It's a license to make the point.
Phillips takes it away, throws it ahead to Nene. Back to Jones, back to Nene. Knocked away by Fisher. Fisher knocked to the ground, looking for someone to throw it to. Gasol falls down, but he's diving on each other. And they're going to have a jump ball. There's a lot of contact on that play. Both teams diving on the floor. Phil Jackson thought a foul should have been called.
You love the energy and effort. Guys willing to sacrifice their bodies. First Derek Fisher, then Nene gets on it. Pau Gasol gets on it. Nene once again doesn't surrender. Pau tried to get a timeout. Phil Jackson upset. We have ourselves a jump ball.
I like that one, letting them play.
Absolutely.
Nobody really had possession.
A blown fast break by the Nuggets. Too many passes.
And a technical foul on Derek Fisher. Him and Kenyon Martin got entangled a bit, and then Fisher with a shove. Now the officials are going to talk and decide if something happened first. So Fisher called just the technical on him, and the Nuggets will shoot. Fisher explaining to Stafford.
But actually, the correct call would be a double technical foul on Kenyon Martin and Derek Fisher. Both guys trying to get the right position on the jump ball. Contact was made from both.
And Phillips misses another free throw. He's missed a bunch in this series.
And somewhere, Coach Rasheed Wallace is saying what?
Ball don't lie.
They'll jump it up at center court. Six and a half remaining in the third. Things starting to heat up here in game 3. Gasol, good help defense. Jones on the drive, gets to the basket and puts it in. Beautiful move for Jones, who has 8 points here in the third quarter. Walton. Anthony guarding him. Back up top. Shot clock winding down for Fisher. Takes it to the basket. And a foul before. It's going to go against the Nuggets. Nene picks up his 4th. And they're in the penalty. So Bynum will shoot.
And I like Dante Jones here. Doesn't shoot the jumper. Turns the corner. Gets into the interior. And Phil Jackson upset. Feels like Dante Jones lifted his knee into the body of Pau Gasol and got away with it.
Dante Jones during the regular season, his Bynum misses, averages just 5.5 points per game. He starts first quarter, third quarter like we've talked about, Jeff, so he's not a big scorer. His high in the playoffs is 12. He's got 10 points, and again, 8 of them here in the third. Unexpected offense from Jones.
Well, one thing we talked about, Coach, is having Carmelo Anthony catch the ball at the top of the key and stare down where the help is coming from. Much easier for him to make decisions.
Bynum 1 of 2. Lakers have missed 10 free throws here tonight. Each team has been hurt by missed free throws. Denver in game 1. Lakers a bit in game 2, especially in the fourth quarter. Anthony fires a 3. Way off the mark. And Anderson looked like he got shoved. They are battling down low. Martin picks up Kobe Bryant. He's double teamed. Finding Bynum. Nice pass inside. Gasol is hit. The foul starting to get a little harder.
Don't you love it when that happens? They're competing. It's great basketball. This is what NBA fans want to see. 10 guys competing hard, nothing cheap, nothing easy. Good foul, nothing flagrant there.
Gasol now with 10 points.
Now, this is a team defending with a sense of urgency. They're not just allowing Pau Gasol to get an easy lay-in, creating contact and forcing him to go to the line.
That was Carmelo Anthony's 3rd foul. A host of players have 3. Only one has 4. That's Nene. 3-point game, a little over 5 to play here in the third quarter. Anderson had the big first half. Carmelo Anthony. Walt trying to stay with him. Offensive foul. That's going to be 4 on Carmelo Anthony. Luke Walton, an excellent defensive job.
And give Luke Walton credit in this half. Competing very well, moving his feet, making it a lot harder on Anthony, and a very easy and very good call on the offensive foul.
So Anthony's going to come out. He's shaken up on the play, holding it up by his eye in his hand. Inside, Kobe Bryant, and a foul. Bryant goes backdoor, and now with a free throw, a chance to tie the game.
When you talk about Luke Walton, not just on one end, but the other end. Kobe Bryant moving without the basketball. Luke Walton putting the pass on point. Bryant doing the rest. Dante Jones upset because help has to be there, allowing Bryant to get to the cup. Good job of executing and reading the deep.
Dante Jones picks up his 4th, so now 3 starters with Denver have 4. And Kobe Bryant, a chance to tie the game. Largest lead of the game is 8. That was in the first half for Denver. They've led by 7 here in the third. Lakers briefly had a 2-point lead in the first quarter. And Bryant now with 10 points here in the third, 25 for the game. And a foul away from the ball. And I think you're going to start seeing this a little bit as the fouls are starting to get harder. Might tighten it up as Gasol picks up his second. Trevor Ariza going back to the Laker locker room, and that is not a good sign.
And very interesting move by Phil Jackson to match up with Chris Anderson as Billups drives and finishes. He brings Vujacic in the game, and he downsizes and plays Walton at the 4 instead of bringing Lamar Odom into the game.
Nuggets back up by 2. Billups with a tough drive. Jones stays out there guarding Kobe Bryant. Cross court to Fisher. Fisher, that's a 2-pointer. Can't get it to go. Billups a running start, but the Lakers are back on D. Instead, he puts up the 3 way off. Not a good shot from Billups. Although those are the type of momentum-type shots he's been knocking down throughout the season. Kenyon Martin guarding Kobe Bryant. Pull-up shot. Rebound Smith. Last touch by Walton. Linus Glazer will check in for Denver.
And I like this move by George Karl, bringing in Glazer. With no Carmelo Anthony on the floor, you get more scoring with J.R. Smith, Billups, and Glazer.
Smith pulls back, now drives again. Smith gets inside, throws it away. They call an offensive foul after the pass as he barreled into Luke Walton.
I tell you what, this has been a big-time quarter for Luke Walton. Defensively, offensively, this is just what Phil Jackson needed from Luke Walton, especially when you look and see Trevor Ariza leave to go into the back.
Walton on the drive. Fisher inside to Gasol. He's fouled on the entry pass, and they're starting to ball it a little closer. And Gasol will go to the free throw line as Anderson picks up his first.
One thing I like to see more of, Coach, is Pau Gasol demand the basketball. When Luke Walton caught it on this side of the court, Pau Gasol was wide open, but a good job of following the basketball. You have to demand it. Make life easier for Kobe Bryant and everybody else because you are the third best player in this series.
No question, and that cut to the ball presented himself, caught it, and again, he's going to have the advantage on Chris Anderson because Anderson's strength defensively is weak side shot blocking, not one-on-one defense in the low post.
And another missed free throw. They've now missed 11. They've also taken 11 free throws here in the third. A lot of foul shots. 28 for the Lakers, 23 for Denver. But L.A. missing just 61% from the line. Vujacic on Smith, pulls back, tried to draw the foul. Didn't get the foul call. Glazer tried to save it. And I think they're going to say it was deflected. Jimmy Capers saying Vujacic deflected it. And he's going to say it's Denver ball. And with 10 on the shot clock.
But he kept shooting the ball. He deflected it before he shot it.
It looked like the last person who touched it was Smith. Kind of a double pump. Shot clock down to 6. Billups steps back, hits a 2. Chauncey Billups puts the Nuggets back up by 3.
And you think about it, that's a big possession. So the Nuggets get the ball back, and Billups knocks down his shot.
6 of his 8 here in the third. He struggled offensively in that first half. Walton won't go. Plays with the rebound. Billups for 3. 2.5 remaining here in the third. Another close game here in the Western Conference Finals. Denver, by the way, 1 for 14 from downtown as Martin fouls Kobe Bryant. And Bryant will go to the line.
No Melo in the ball game. Well, missed the big shot is needed. Chauncey Billups step back, knocks down the jump shot. Just what the doctor ordered. Offense from Billups.
Each game in a series seems to get more physical. That's been the case here in Game 3. 2:19 remaining, third quarter. A 3-point game here in Denver. Back in Denver for Game 3. Nuggets lead by 3. Part of the great story is the return of the hometown hero, Chauncey Billups. There's his family, so many family and friends at every game. Went to high school, grew up in Denver, University of Colorado. Now back after the trade, he said he couldn't write a better script.
Everybody that taught me the game of basketball, and my parents being able to be in the stands, and just everybody that means so much to me in my career and my life, being able to be close and on the same ride with me, being able to come to every game, me being able to see them all the time, and, you know, holidays, being able to be around my family and stuff like that, it's just been awesome.
His dad, Ray, there, his mom, Faye. His dad was the best man at his wedding. His wife, his 3 daughters. Chauncey says he's a soccer dad. So many family and friends that he's been able to share with it. And it has been just a wonderful season for him. Now, remember in Game 2, he had that fantastic play when he threw the ball off of Kobe Bryant. Well, it's not the first time he did it. George Washington High School state championship game. How about this? Works to perfection, so he's done it before.
Yeah, but I'm going to say there's a big difference. I don't know who number 33 was on the other team, but if it could happen to Kobe Bryant, he doesn't feel so bad now.
Absolutely.
Who are you, 33? Tell me who you are.
He has just let it go. He's been counting that for years. He just let it go because it happened to Kobe. 1-point game coming up on 2 minutes remaining here in the third. Billups, who did not want to be traded after going to 6 straight conference finals with Detroit, including a championship. Out to J.R. Smith. That's a 3. And Smith, almost you can see him say, oh, finally, after he put it in. And then a whistle and a foul after the play.
The mistake made by Jordan Farmer looking to help, allowing J.R. Smith to step in rhythm for a jump shot. Billups made the play. Dribble penetration kills defense.
It's a technical foul on Carter. You saw it just in the lower left part of your screen. He threw Vujicic to the side. And again, against the sense that the officials, after seeing the play start to pick up in terms of physical, now really wanting to nip it in the bud.
To me, that's a foul, a loose ball foul, a technical foul. See, every time it starts to get physical, there's this idea that it's ready to go overboard. I don't see anything that would show it's ready to go overboard right now.
But to me, it's also good acting by Vujicic.
He's not bad at that. Trying to get his jump shot going. Can't get it to go. Bryant, the offensive rebound. Carter on Bryant. Yelling at Farmar to create some open space. Vujicic up top. Farmar has to double clutch. Bryant for 3. Air ball as Anderson grabs the rebound. Billups crossover move. Kicks it out to Carter. Up top to Smith. That's a 3. And a long rebound right back out to him. Carter to Glazer. Glazer for 3. In and out. Anderson on the putback. And the Nuggets go up by 5. 15 huge points for the Birdman off the bench. Final minute, third quarter. Gasol, Vujicic, can he get it going? Knocks down the 3. And he screams, another one saying, finally.
That's why you post up Pau Gasol. It forces the Denver defense to double team because he can't be guarded.
Billups from downtown. Raining 3s here at the Pepsi Center. Both teams are ice cold from 3-point range. Good defense from Carter. Bryant, Vujicic tries it again. Not that time, and Anderson the rebound. Nuggets will hold it for the final shot of the period. Crowd getting on its feet. Billups on the drive. Bad pass. Smith puts it up for 3. Bang! At the buzzer! technical foul on Smith for taunting after the play. The emotions boiling over here in Game 3. Smith has struggled all series, partly due to that strained calf. Has knocked down a couple of threes here in the third. And watch, after he hits it and falls down, yells something at Vujicic right in front of the official, and he got hit with a technical foul. Third quarter comes to an end. This crowd in a frenzy as the Nuggets have equaled their largest lead of the game. This presentation of the West Finals on ABC continues after this message.
Denver with George Karl. Coach, you had momentum to end that period, then JR gets a little bit emotional. How do you make sure those emotions remain a positive, not a negative, moving to the fourth period?
I mean, he wasn't the only emotional guy. We lost our composure with our defense and fouls, and I mean, we want to be aggressive, but we got to be smart, aggressive, and smart tough. Most of the playoffs we've been at, but I didn't like how we played the third quarter.
You've got the best closer in the game opposite you and Kobe Bryant. In an ideal world, what happens with him in the fourth period?
I don't think we're going to let him play more one-on-one very much. He's going to see two, but he's also pretty good against two.
Coach, thanks. Mike.
Sometimes not bad doors against three. He's had some big fourth quarters. See the free throws in Game 1, 9 for 9. Did not shoot a free throw in the fourth quarter of Game 2. He's going to start the fourth quarter by shooting a free throw. This from the technical foul called on J.R. Smith after he taunted following his three-pointer. Smith tried to draw a foul as well. The mistake, he did it right in front of Derek Stafford.
Yeah, but we watched Anthony Carter upset. We watched Hall of Fame assistant coach Adrian Dantley upset. George Karl upset. It's the little things that will allow this Laker team to gain momentum. You have to stay the course if you're the Nuggets.
Right now, this 8-point lead, or actually the 7 after the technical. The 8 was the largest of the game. We've had no double-figure leads here in Game 3. Anthony will start on the bench.
I'm sorry, how big is it that the Nuggets went on a run with Carmelo Anthony on the bench? The Lakers had a chance to close the gap, but give credit to the bench of the Nuggets making plays.
Meanwhile, Trevor Ariza is back. That's good news for the Lakers. He kind of re-aggravated a hip and groin injury that's been bothering him. And he's back on the floor. It's Linus Klaiser. Not a smart play at all from Vujicic as he reaches in on J.R. Smith. Smith, Phillips, Anthony Carter, Klaiser, and Chris Anderson out there for Denver right now. Phillips, the only starter. Meanwhile, Ariza and Gasol, the only two starters for the Lakers. Farmar, Vujicic, and Odom round out their 5. Klaiser looking. There's Smith. As he regained his touch, puts it up. Shot won't go. Odom dipped away, but Ariza right there. Smith just 2 of 10. He hit a couple of three-pointers and has not been able to find the range. Vujicic to Gasol. Ariza passes up the open 3. Odom looking to post up Anderson. Shot clock at 3. Odom has to put it up. Nice fake and lays it in.
That's a good job of being patient on the block.
Great job, like you said, Mark, and poor post defense by Chris Anderson, letting Odom get to his left hand and to the middle with very little resistance.
Smith looking for Klaiser. Klaiser drives, good double team. Nice help from Gasol. Klaiser spins away, can't get it to fall. And Gasol is 8th rebound.
Now my point is we watched how easy it was for Lamar Odom to take advantage of Chris Anderson on the block. So how as an offense can you allow him to defend Pau Gasol?
Klaiser now on Odom. Odom goes in, blocked by Anderson. His second rejection of the game. Smith back to Billups, three-pointer. And Farmar the rebound. 4 for 21 from downtown, Jess.
Yeah, and the transition 3 is a dangerous weapon, but you should first explore the ability to try to get a layup.
Farmar fakes a three, left his foot to his feet. He's upset. He throws the ball, and he got hit with a technical for throwing the ball out of bounds. Call for the travel. So one-shot technical. Billups will go to the line.
And Mike, it's my belief that if you throw the ball into the stands intentionally, that you're ejected. Off the stanchion is an automatic technical. Into the stands, I believe, is a technical.
Yep. Clearly traveled, left his feet. Okay, he was probably trying to throw it off the stanchion, but he missed. 6-point Denver lead, trying to take a 2-1 lead in this series. Anderson inside, can't get it to go. Farmar pushing it up the floor, pumped away from behind by Carter. Billups to Smith. Smith takes it to the basket, over Gasol, won't go, and Farmar tracks it down. Odom lobs it into Gasol. See a lot of guys now hesitant to shoot those threes. Nobody's been able to find the mark. Gasol double team and a reaching foul on Carter. Carmelo Anthony will return. He has not scored in the second half. Did not score in the third quarter. Plays sits down. Shannon Brown is going to come in now for the Lakers, and Farmar will sit.
I look at the Lakers offense and I'm trying to figure out what are they trying to accomplish. Oh, it's simple. Pau Gasol, get him the basketball, and also the pressure's on him to put yourself in position where you demand the ball.
Nene comes in and Billups sits down. See a lot of guys huffing and puffing out there. So much talk about the altitude. Is that real, Mark?
There's part of it that is real, but this time of the season, it's about going out and getting the job done, so there's no excuses.
Vujicic tied up, gets it to Brown. Brown lost it, flip, and Gasol finishes it up. And again, I'm not sure if that was a pass or he just lost the ball. Either way, it went directly to Gasol.
I'm telling you, Mike, I used to get exhausted coaching here because of the altitude.
Nene backs in, tough shot, won't go. And then he fouls Gasol. That's 5 on Nene. And we'll have a timeout.
And this is a guy that the Lakers need. I call it Black Eyed P. The reason why? Because it's boom, boom, pow.
Our music maven here in the fourth quarter of Game 3. Nuggets clinging to a 4-point lead. Just over 3 minutes gone by. Fourth quarter, Game 3 from Denver. Nuggets leading the Lakers 80-76. Time for our Bud Light freeze frame.
Well, Chris Anderson, huge impact on the game tonight. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocked shots. Here, cutting without the ball. When Chris Anderson is allowed to run freely, either on cuts or to the rim, you have problems. He's a quick jumper. You have to keep a body on him. He runs the floor well. Here he comes in the transition game. Good finish. And then his strength on defense is weak side shot blocking. Great timing there by Anderson.
Anderson, the most points he's ever scored in an NBA game, regular season or playoffs, is 18. This is a 15-point outing, but he also has 7 rebounds, couple of block shots, his nonstop energy. Odom will bring it up the floor. Odom, such a good playmaker for the Lakers. Gasol, single coverage. Gets in the paint, takes his time, and draws the foul. Anderson is second. Lakers can go to the line now. They've missed 11 free throws already tonight.
And Mike, because Carmelo Anthony has 4 fouls, it's going to limit the amount of time he can guard Kobe Bryant. So now they're having to play a weaker defender on him in the fourth quarter in J.R. Smith.
Gasol now 5 of 7 from the line, 15 points and 9 boards. And remember, Smith has that strained calf. He's not 100%. He's been much more active tonight than he was in game 2. Injured it at the end of game 1.
But I really like what the Lakers did. Posted up Pau Gasol. Sometimes this game is so simple, and they took advantage of a mismatch.
2-point game with 8.5 to play. Game 4 will be Monday night, right back here in Denver. Carmelo Anthony, stutter dribble, tough shot, blocked by Ariza. Martin just throws it up in the basket, and Odom with a good rebound.
And Chauncey Billups has to get back in this game. And he's coming in right now because they just don't have enough offensive weapons on the floor.
They're 0 for 8 from the field in the fourth quarter and scored just 1 point. Gasol, he tried to pull the chair out from under. Anderson pokes it away. Odom can go back and get it. Shot clock at 1, has to heave it up at half court. And a 24-second violation. The 12th Laker turnover. Birdman Anderson with strong defense.
Oh, Rick Mahorn play. Pulled the chair. Good contact using his strength. Then all of a sudden, Pau Gasol thinks he's going to be there. Nobody at home creates him falling off bounds.
Shannon Brown playing fourth quarter minutes. Smith inside. Anderson can't finish the dunk. He thought he got hit. Bryant Ariza. Trevor Ariza puts it in, and the Lakers take the lead.
Oh, Mike, what people don't realize is Pau Gasol made that play. Running the floor, the defense collapsed, and Trevor Ariza able to step in rim.
First lead since the first quarter. They trail by as many as 8. They've outscored Denver 10-1 here in the fourth. Anthony poked away by Brown, gets it back, forces it up, won't go, rebound, and a foul call. Anthony's going to go to the line.
This is just good defense. Pau Gasol. Chris Anderson actually just missed an easy lane, but off to the races. Gasol running the floor down the middle, forces Carmelo Anthony over. Kobe Bryant, the good read, finding Trevor Ariza in rhythm.
Ariza, who was injured and had the lead, go back to the locker room, comes back out. So important. He had 20 points in game 2. Also had that great steal at the end of game 1. It's amazing how, again, all the different ingredients that go into this game, and how many times does it come down to who will make their free throws. Anthony 1 of 2. 7 minutes remain here in game 3. Ariza. Anthony plays off him, daring him to shoot. Kobe Bryant loves that fall away, puts it up, puts it in. Beautiful shot from Kobe Bryant. Lakers up by 2.
That's good defense by J.R. Smith, just better offense.
Smith down the other end, drives to the basket, pretty pass to Martin. Oh, and a gorgeous feed from J.R. Smith. That's his 5th assist.
And it shows you how J.R. Smith has grown. It's not about me against Kobe Bryant. It's about making the right play.
Gasol, shot clock down to 7. Gasol spins, left-handed, won't go. Anthony the rebound. Billups pushing. Crossover move to Brown. Block. Martin on the follow. Kenyon Martin comes flying in, and the Nuggets are back up by 2. Many in the crowd on their feet. And Smith pokes it out of bounds. And we'll have a timeout. The two teams battling just past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Lakers coming back from 8 down in the fourth. Right just past the midway point, fourth quarter of game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Denver just hanging on to that 2-point lead. Tomorrow night, our friends at TNT will have the Eastern Conference Finals. Boy, they've had 2 thrillers. That series tied, and one as it shifts to Orlando. And then on Monday night, we'll be back on ESPN for Game 4 of this Western Conference Final. All games in the conference finals have gone down to the final shot. Down to the final buzzer as Pau Gasol misses out. Well, watch after the timeout. Jeff, take it here.
Well, very poor transition defense by the Lakers, and particularly Lamar Odom not running and sprinting with Kenyon Martin. And Phil Jackson rarely gets upset with his players, but he is going after Lamar Odom for that lack of energy and effort in defensive transition.
He calls him the X Factor. Odom stays in the game with Gasol, Ariza, Fisher back in as Gasol tried to jam it in there on a kick ball. The Lakers will inbound with 14 on the shot clock.
But interesting, he didn't take him out of the game. So he obviously got his point across, let it go, and knows how important Lamar Odom is to win in this game.
And that's just good coaching. I understand you made a mistake, but I need you. Wake up and follow the command.
Bryant for three. Short, long rebound, Fisher. And they call a foul on Phillips. 14 foul against Denver, and Phillips is first.
Actually, J.R. Smith just got away with a bad foul. Got away with the call. Did not occur, but as Kobe Bryant releases for the shot, that's a shove in the stomach. Kobe Bryant trying to plead his case. Smith has to be smarter, sealing the deal.
Carmelo Anthony has the ball knocked out of bounds by Phillips. He's guarding Ariza. Again, Anthony with 4 fouls. J.R. Smith is on Kobe Bryant.
But I like how J.R. Smith has competed. As you said, Mark, no question, a foul on a three-point shot would have been a huge negative. But he's worked hard to try to get around the post. I like how hard he's making Bryant work to catch the ball.
Ariza drives, throws it into Odom. Back out to Ariza. Good open three. It's good. Trevor Ariza, another three-pointer. And the Lakers back up by 1.
The amazing thing is Trevor Ariza was actually trying to throw it to Kobe Bryant wide open at the 3. Bryant falls back. Ariza had to adjust.
2 big threes from Ariza here in the 4th. Anthony drives down a lane. Ball knocked out of bounds. Still Nuggets ball. A lot of contact on that drive.
Well, in this situation, Ariza's looking for Kobe Bryant, but Kobe falls down. So he makes the adjustment. How about Lamar Odom? Smart getting the ball back to Ariza. Knocks down the jumper. It's good defense trying to ride him. The help is there, so Odom.
Count it, and a foul! Chance for a 4-point play as Phillips nails it from the corner. They're going to look at the replay to make sure he was beyond the arc.
This guy just has an uncanny knack for getting fouled on jump shots. It is a three-point shot. It is a foul. 4-point play, opportunity. Good execution on the out-of-bounds play by the Denver Nuggets. But you see how he contorts his body? It really exaggerates the amount of contact that is being made.
Bryant, his 4th foul. Bryant, who felt he was fouled on his three-point attempt down the other end, a little frustrated as he picks up number 4. And Phillips with a chance for the 4-point play. Nuggets by 3.
And I don't think people understand how tough a shot that is that Chauncey Billups just knocked down.
14 second-half points for Chauncey Billups. Gasol drives at Nene. Tough shot, turnaround, drops it in. Beautiful play from Gasol. He's got 18 and 10. Under 4.5 remaining. Odom on Anthony. Quick pull-up jump shot. Can't get it to fall. Fisher the rebound.
And after a really fast first quarter, Carmelo Anthony has really struggled.
Only 1 point in the second half. Fisher bumped. And Anthony playing with 4 fouls. Fisher looking. Gasol isolated with Nene. Drive, spins, turnaround shot is up. It's good. Pau Gasol back-to-back big buckets. And the Lakers back up by 1.
And we talked about Pau Gasol getting post position and making plays. Has his foot on the gas pedal, looking to be aggressive offensive.
He's got 8 points here in the fourth and a foul down the other end. Trevor Ariza on the entry pass.
But this guy is in attack mode. There's not a defender in the league that can contain him. Too big for most, too skilled for others. This is a good job of fading away from the contest. Pau Gasol has to look to seal the deal.
That's their 14th foul. They'll shoot on the next one. Fisher chasing Smith. J.R. Smith pull-up shot. Knocks it down. Nuggets by 1. 8 points for Smith. He's done a lot more than just put a couple of buckets in. He hasn't shot well, but he's had more of a complete game.
And they switched Kenyon Martin on Gasol after scoring the last 2 buckets.
Bryant, it's good, and a foul. Kobe Bryant drive to the basket, and a chance for a 3-point play.
To me, you can't force great players anywhere. That was too much of an open stance by Carmelo Anthony, led to a blow-by and a 3-point play opportunity. You got to stay more square on the ball.
Kobe Bryant, 40 in game 1, 32 in game 2, and now with a chance to make it 34 here in game 3. Misses the free throw. Lakers have missed 12 free throws. Denver did that in game 1. Phillips straight on 3. And Ariza the rebound. Boy, Ariza's played huge since coming back in the locker room after the injury. Fisher falls down, trying to call timeout, and he gets it. Derek Fisher calls time. Lakers have plenty of timeouts remaining. And we'll have a full timeout. The all-important Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. They split the first 2 in L.A. Denver trying to reach their first ever franchise NBA Finals. Right now in Game 3, they trail by a point. Carmelo Anthony's been brilliant in the series, but Kobe Bryant right now is trying to be, as George Karl calls it, the best closer in the game.
Well, look at this post move. A little dream shake to the baseline, well defended by J.R. Smith. That's an impossible shot. And then driving by Carmelo Anthony to his left, finishing with his right, the concentration. And George Karl is right. The best closer in the game with LeBron coming on fast.
Fisher to Odom. Smith fights through the screen. Trying to fight through another one. Good tenacious defense from J.R. Smith. Shot clock at 3. Kobe Bryant, that's a 2. Won't go. Nene the rebound.
Hey, I love the defense J.R. Smith is playing. He is competing.
Neither team with a foul to give as we have a foul away from the ball, so we'll have some free throws. And Carmelo Anthony will go to the line. Ariza picks up his 4th. So Anthony to the line. Carmelo Anthony does not have a field goal in the second half. Just 1 point. He's 0 for 4 from the field. Most of those free throws came in the first quarter.
Well, one thing you don't want to do is foul away from the ball. Force teams to score down the stretch. That's a bad foul by Trevor Ariza.
Third straight game that appears they're going to be going down to the final shot. What a week it's been for the NBA fans. I don't know if this is fun for Laker Nuggets fans, but it's certainly fun for us.
You know, and on this end, if you're Kobe Bryant, you have to use J.R. Smith's aggressiveness against him. You independently look to get to the line.
Fisher looking to get to the basket. Drives in. Offensive foul. Nene with 5 personal steps in and draws the charge.
The commitment defensively, Nene does a great job of coming over, taking a hit from Derek Fisher, certainly outside of the restricted area. That's called help defense. That's called finishing up on the defensive end.
Phillips looking, gets it to Anthony. Ariza right up on him. Inside pass, Nene. Goes to Martin. Shot clock at 7. Smith for 3. Won't go. Rebound tipped by Martin, and he's called for a loose ball foul. So they'll shoot free throws down the other end.
Again, knowing the penalty is so critical. Yes, you have to pull back a little bit on your offensive rebounding effort, but that was a great execution on offense. You've got a tremendous shot, and then you just got to know how much force you can go to the board with. Yeah, that's a foul, and you just got to pull back.
Odom just 56% from the line in the playoffs. Conley nails that to tie the game again with 1:46 remaining. Again, both teams have multiple timeouts remaining.
Coach, you talk about it being a make-or-miss lead. J.R. Smith with a wide-open look.
1 for 2. 13 missed free throws for the Lakers.
And you can't get a better shot than that in the last 2 minutes of a game. Very well executed by the Nuggets.
Smith looking for an area. J.R. Smith on the pull-up. Puts it in. Nuggets back up by 2.
You get the feeling that J.R. Smith feels that Derek Fisher cannot defend him one-on-one.
Crowd on its feet chanting defense. Smith now trying to defend Kobe Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Bryant for 3. Puts it in. Kobe Bryant from downtown. And the Lakers regain the lead. Look at the determination on his face. Bryant now with 36. Billups the drive. Billups to the basket. Finds Martin. Martin flips it up. That won't go. Gasol the rebound. Under a minute remaining. And Phil Jackson calls timeout. Kobe Bryant once again. An amazing performance.
My goodness, mama, there goes that man. This is how you tell 20,000 people to sit down and be quiet. Kobe Bryant, time and time again, lifts, locks, and loads.
He always says there's nothing better than the sound of silence hitting a big shot on the road. Western Conference Finals tied at 1 game apiece. Right now, Denver down by 1. It's their ball as we have tonight's Cannon Series snapshot. Kobe Bryant.
Bryant does a good job. J.R. Smith caught with his hands down. Talk about closer, no question about it.
You just look at that face.
That's one bad man right there. Give me Kobe Bryant any time, any day of the week.
The Lakers will inbound. Gasol to Bryant. Smith gets right up on him. Bryant on the drive. And Smith hammers him. Smith pleading with Danny Crawford.
But there's nothing to plead about. But a good job by Bryant. We talked about using Smith's force against him. Put the ball on the floor and make a play. Aggressive, hard move. No question, grabs the left arm of Bryant. Bryant going to the line.
I mean, like, what is he complaining about there?
See the free throw shooting from Kobe Bryant. Knocks that one down, back up to 2. This will be his 4th free throw of the 4th quarter.
What's interesting is that J.R. Smith has to be the guy to defend Kobe Bryant down the stretch instead of Melo. That hurts the Nuggets.
Misses that one. Rebound Nene, and George Karl will use one of his timeouts. He still has a couple remaining. Now it will be Denver ball down 2 with 37 seconds to play. Kobe Bryant missing the second of 2 free throws. And that keeps the Nuggets within 2 with 37.1 seconds remaining. Here in the 4th quarter of Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Another thriller. Another one going right down to the final seconds. There's Kobe Bryant, the Lakers, just hanging on right now. The first conference final game here in Denver in 24 years. Will it end in heartbreak for the Nuggets fans? Or will they be dancing in the aisles? We'll find out.
Denver's got the opportunity to go quick 2 for 1. I'm a little surprised the Nuggets didn't put Klaiza in at the 4 to give more space to the floor.
Martin looking close to a 5-second count, and he's got to call time. Has to get it in, has to release the ball before 5 seconds. And he'll use one of their final 2 timeouts remaining. And the Nuggets will try it again when we come back. 37.1 seconds remaining. Most of the crowd on its feet. It's so nervous right now. The Nuggets down by 2. They led by as many as 8 here in the fourth quarter. And pass stolen by Ariza, and he's grabbed by Anthony. And it's not going to be a clear path because it happened in the front court.
But Mike, again, game 1, couldn't get the ball inbound. Game 3, with Ariza trying to get it back, a poor pass. Good pressure on the ball by Odom. And now Ariza, it doesn't seal the deal.
And Anthony, this foul, Jeff, that's his 6th. He's fouled out of the game. Finishes with 21. But again, just 3 points in the second half. Ariza at the line. Nails that one to make it 3. What a game for Trevor Ariza. Had the lead, went back to the locker room because he hurt his hip and groin. And he's come back. He's hit 2 huge threes in the fourth quarter, a couple of key steals. And 2 clutch free throws to put the Lakers up by 4. Bryant is on Phillips. Gasol looking to help.
But they're losing their 2 for 1 opportunity.
Phillips bumps into Odom, and there's the foul. Odom pleading, but he clearly bumped him. Well, Phillips will shoot 2. How about Trevor Ariza? He did it in game 1 on a bad pass from Anthony Carter. And this time the floater from Kenyon Martin.
You know, Michael, we talk about bad passes, but you have to give credit. Lamar Odom's defense on the inbound pass of both times created those turnovers. And I like that Trevor Ariza last time gave the credit to Odom.
And also to Bryant for his ball denial. Phillips hits the free throw. So it's now a 3-point game with 24.6 remaining. Dante Jones comes in for defensive purposes and also to give a foul. Because Denver will have to foul if they don't come up with a steal.
And Denver's got to keep the ball out of Kobe Bryant's hands. Make someone else make 2 clutch free throws.
Phillips makes a pair. 2-point game. Still plenty of time remaining. Bryant has it. Bryant wants to get fouled and he draws the foul. He does not want to give the ball up. He wants to be the one to go to the line.
And the Nuggets, the strategy was to double team Kobe Bryant. Kenyon Martin doubled with Dante Jones, just Bryant using his strength and athleticism to create an opening and get the basketball.
Well, and for me, they did such a good job forcing him to catch it close to the baseline. There was no need with 22 seconds to foul him. Make him make a pass that leads to another guy getting the ball and having to make free throws.
You're trapped in the backcourt like that, maybe get an 8-second violation. Bryant, you don't say this very often when you watch him play. He looks exhausted right now. He just went 1 of 2 from the line. Clutch right there. It's back to 3. So both Kenyon Martin and Carmelo Anthony have fouled out. Klaiza's back in. Bryant, 2 clutch free throws, 4-point game. He's got 39.
And what you don't want is Phillips to step into a rhythm 3. You got to be in position to help.
Long 3. Air ball goes out of bounds. Jones had a chance to touch it. I think he thought it was deflected. Instead, it's Laker ball. They have to foul right away. Jones letting Kobe, and he fouls him as he knocks it away. And the Lakers will seal this game if they hit their free throws right now. Some of the crowd starting to head for the exits. You
You want to win games on the road is the little things. Lamar Odom, sense of urgency defending, forces the careless pass from Kenyon Martin, setting up Trevor Ariza.
That was the first turnover of the fourth quarter for Denver. They had shot poorly in the fourth, but it hung in there because they weren't turning it over. That one obviously critical, and Bryant will go to the line again. And the air has come out of this crowd. 5-point game. Lakers trailed most of the game. Had a brief lead in the first quarter, trailed by as many as 8 here in the fourth. Slowly chipped away. And Kobe Bryant, his second 40-point game of this series. Third of the playoffs. 6-point game, 12.4 remaining. Nuggets need to knock down a quick three. Smith throws it up. Won't go. Gasol tips it. Ball knocked loose. Still loose. Dante Jones back out to Klaiser. 3 seconds to go. Klaiser fires away. In and out. And the buzzer sounds. And the Lakers regain home court advantage to take game 3 and a 2-1 edge in this series. A heartbreaking loss for the Nuggets and their fans. And how about the road team now 2-1 in this best-of-7 series? Handing the Nuggets their first home loss of the playoffs and ending their 16-game home winning streak. Kobe Bryant, brilliant once again. 41 points, his second 40-point game of the series. He's with Doris.
Kobe, how is it that you, as tired as you are, find a way to deliver every time your team needs it?
You just gotta try to suck it up and get through it. You know, all the wind sprints you run in the summertime, it's kind of been in the same moment where you just got to push through it and you just got to do it.
Trevor Ariza left this game re-aggravating a hip and groin injury. Talk about his play down the stretch. Evaluate what he was able to do for you.
Well, he played extremely well. You know, he had the shots in the corner and he knocked him down. He's been shooting the ball exceptionally well for us all playoffs, and you know, today was no different.
This was not a flawless game. Your team missed a lot of free throws, but you got an opportunity Monday night to really put some pressure on Denver. How do you do that?
Just got to come out and execute and you know, play a little better, hopefully, than we did today. You know, not blowing defensive coverages and giving them too many easy opportunities.
Get some rest, Kobe. Thank you. Mike.